no, baby, what is you doing?
Let's go. Are you ready?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Yoyis, and on my channel I teach you guys everything you need to know about lash extensions. Obviously, for today's video, you guys want to know the big no-nos of what not to do. I feel like these tips are something they don't tell you in your lash course or throughout your lash journey. So I took down some notes, and a bunch of this is stuff that I had to learn the hard way. So I figured let's just write it down, put it in a video, that way you guys know exactly what not to do, because I wish somebody would have told me. A bunch of this stuff they don't really teach you in your course, because it's like, you know, it's the little things that are like so skipped over that people don't realize it's important. But to me, it is very important, and trust me, it's gonna change everything for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I feel like the number one tip that they don't really tell you ever is a proper workspace. You need to have a proper workspace. I mean, half of you are probably going to end up working in a salon anyways. Half of you will have your own studio, or half of you will end up working from home. And wherever it is you're working from, you do need to have a proper workspace. You need to have a recliner or a bed or something to lash from. And what I'm trying to say is that you need to have a designated spot where you're going to be lashing from. Wherever it is, you need to make sure that that's your proper workspace. And I know a bunch of you guys travel. You guys travel to your client's house or wherever it is that they want you to go to, like a hotel or something. And to me, that's a big no-no, because you have no control of your environment, and that is actually one of the tips that I'm going to talk about in a bit. But you need to have a proper workspace, because you need to be in control of everything. I'm talking about proper sanitation, organization, room temperature, humidity, all of that. You need to be in control of everything, because if you're not, it's just going to be a hot mess. And if you are working in a salon, make sure you keep it nice and clean. Doesn't matter where you're working at, you need to have it nice and clean, organized. You don't want to be known as the dirty lash artist. You don't want to be known as like that girl, you know, or you know, that lash artist. You definitely want to be clean. You want to be organized. Sanitation and cleanliness has a lot to do with having a proper workspace. And when it comes to sanitation, you do need to have your tools clean. Everything needs to be nice and sanitized. You already know that. If somebody's coming in lying on your bed, you need to switch your covers. You need to clean your tools right after each client. So you do need to have everything nice and sanitized. Another big tip, another thing that I see all the time where I'm just like, oh no, baby, what is you doing? Another thing would be putting lash strips on people's forehead or on your hands, on the back of your hands, or somewhere that is not clean, because you have no control over that. If you are putting the lash strips on people's forehead or on the back of your hand or somewhere that isn't a lash tile, that is so not sanitary at all. Because if you're putting it on your client's forehead and then you transfer it, you take that off, you put it back on the lash tray, you are spreading all that makeup and bacteria and oils or whatever your client had on their forehead. I'm not saying your client is dirty, I'm just saying that it is dirty. You know, it's not clean, it's not right in any way, because not only are you taking that makeup and oil from your client's forehead, you are putting it in your lash tray, and then when your next client comes in, you take that same strip and slap it on your next client's forehead, and now you're just mixing all that makeup oil and whatever it is that they have going on in their forehead. And then once you're done with that client, you go and stick that same strip back in your lash tray. So now you have all kinds of not good stuff in that lash tray, and that is unsanitary and it is not cute. Especially if you're doing it on the back of your hand. It applies the same thing. Doesn't matter if you're sanitizing your hands, you're washing your hands, you're still going back and forth, and all that is a big no-no. You need to have a proper place to put your lash strips on. And what I mean by that is having lash tiles. And I feel like this is one thing that people don't realize, that it is so important as a lash artist. You do need to have lash tiles. Doesn't matter if you get a cheap little $5 one from Amazon or a really nice one like this one from Soko Lashes. This is a pink quartz lash tile. Doesn't matter where you get it from, as long as you have somewhere to put your strips on, because like I said, it is not sanitary to be transferring back and forth between clients, put it on their foreheads, put it on your hand, putting it wherever you're putting it at. But you need to like just be clean about it, you know. If you are doing this and nobody ever taught you that that is not the right thing to do, then I'm so sorry. And if they did teach you that, then I am even more sorry. But please do yourself a favor and get some lash tiles. If you guys want me to dedicate a whole video just talking about lash tiles, which ones are the best ones or why it's important, I mean, I pretty much explained why it's important. But if you want me to go more in depth, let me know and I will make a video for you guys. But please do yourself a favor and do not be doing that. And I say this because with everything going on in this world, it's kind of, you know, you want to be safe about everything, you want to be clean about everything. And if you are touching anything, doesn't matter if it's your primer, your tape, your whatever it is that you're touching, your tools, you want to make sure that you are sanitizing your hands with everything that you touch. Doesn't matter if it's clean, doesn't matter if you disinfected it before you started, you need to be sanitizing your hands. So you need to have hand sanitizer on deck at all times. And if you don't, with everything going on in this world, I mean, maybe I get a little overboard with the hand sanitizing, but it is so important, especially if you're dealing with your client's head. You're like right there in front of everything, and you don't want to be the reason your client gets an eye infection or breaks out on her skin or something happens, you know, she gets sick because of you. So you need to be prepared and you need to be clean. You don't want to be known as the dirty lash artist. So just be clean, just be organized, I'm just gonna leave it there. Another big no-no or common mistake I see a lot is taping, the way you tape your client's bottom lashes down. I feel like this is one thing that they don't really go in depth when it comes to training, with like courses and all that. With my experience, I wasn't trained properly how to place an iPad. They just told me slap it on there and put tape over it and that's it. But what I was doing is placing the iPad right on the water line, because that's what they told me, and then they told me put tape on it so that holds the iPad down. But what you're doing is you're literally putting tape on top of the iPad, but the tape is not even doing its job. It's just sitting on top of the iPad, and the iPad is just there. So when your client starts itching it or starts talking or laughing, what the iPad is doing is because of the, you know, your client's cheeks and the facial movements, the iPad tends to move around. So I don't know if you guys ever had that situation where your client opens their eyes and their eyes are super red, like at the bottom of their eye, and that is caused from the iPad. The iPad must have been way too high up, that, you know, when they were talking or moving or scratching their face, the iPad was digging into your client's eyeballs, and that is the worst thing that could happen to your client, because it could be bad, you know. The iPad could cut their eyeball, and it's just, you don't want that. So make sure that you are properly taping your client's bottom eyelashes down. What I like to do is I like to tape them right at the tips of the bottom lashes, put the iPad down, and then with the blue NextCare sensitive tape, that's when I go in and put it right on top of the bottom lashes, not directly on the waterline, but just below it. I like to be able to see the bottom hairs just a little bit. That way I know that they are being held down good. You want to make sure that the tape is the one that is holding everything down, not the iPad. The tape is the one that needs to do all of the work. So that way when your client is laughing, they're talking, you know, they're scratching their iPad, then the tape is still going to be on there really good, and those iPads are not going to move. If you guys want me to go in depth, like different types of iPads, how to properly tape their bottom lashes. I feel like I talk about it in most of my videos, but I could do a separate video all about that. Just a quick little video showing you guys the different ways to tape. That way you guys don't hurt your client's eyes. So I feel like this one is like the most important thing. As a lash artist, you need to know about glue. That is like your whole job is based around glue, and the fact that they're not teaching about glue and the right way to take care of your glue and how to use your glue properly, it just blows my mind, you know, because you have to find out the hard way. At least, you know, for me, I found out the hard way. It is such a headache, and I know a bunch of you guys struggle with retention, a bunch of you guys struggle with your lashes sliding, trying, you know, all that good stuff. And the number one tip when it comes to your glue is that you need to find the right glue for your environment. Not every glue is gonna work for you, and it kind of sucks to say, especially if you live in a very, very humid place. You need to find a glue that is meant for your humidity. Doesn't matter how much you tweak your room and all that, the glue is probably still not gonna be working its best. Again, if you live in a very humid place, get yourself a humid glue that is meant for humidity, and then work your way around it, try to tweak it. And I think that's one thing too, is that you need to be on top of your room temperature and humidity. Like, that is the one thing you need to be worrying about 24/7. If you don't have a hygrometer, and if you don't know what that is, I'm joking, guys. Definitely check out my Amazon must-haves, my Amazon favorites. In that video, I talk a little bit about what a hygrometer is, and that pretty much checks your room temperature and your humidity. Your glue will always tell you what your room temperature and your humidity needs to be at for your glue to work its best. And if you are just lashing, and if you are struggling and you're wondering, my glue is 1 second but it's not drying in time, it's taking like 5 seconds for it to dry, my lashes are not sticking, they're sliding all over the place, my glue's not working, that is the reason, because your room temperature has a lot to do with it. The highest I keep my room temperature at is at 73, and the lowest I will go is at 69. Anything lower than that is way too much humidity in my room, given that I live in Vegas, so it's pretty dry over here. But even then, when I notice that if I have my AC on and the room drops, my glue is not going to be working good. Anything higher than 73 is way too hot, and I'm pretty sure that's basic for every glue. But again, every glue works differently, so you do need to figure out what works best for you. So you are going to have to tweak your room temperature, you are going to have to tweak your humidity. If you want to know a little bit more about that, I do go in depth in my lash artist Q&A video. I do talk about all that and how you could tweak your room. Again, you need to be on top of your room temperature and humidity, that way your glue works its best. You can't blame the glue. You really can't blame the glue, saying that the glue sucks, because sometimes it's just some things that you need to tweak in your room in order for the glue to work its best. One thing too is that I can't tell you exactly what glue you should be getting for your humidity, temperature, or your environment. I am not a glue expert. I don't know all the glues out there. I'm sorry. That's something that you will have to experiment to try and see what works best for you. Again, I talk about my favorite glue, and that is the Soko Lashes Stay a While glue. And that glue, a lot of people swear by it, even people in humid climates, but you do have to tweak your room in order to figure out what works best for that glue. So again, that is my recommendation. I love that glue 100%. I feel like it never lets me down, but again, what works for me might not work for you, so you will have to experiment a little bit, and also experiment with your room temperature. So if you do buy a new glue and you have an issue with it, make sure to tweak your room, make sure to see what it is that you could do to help that glue work better. And if you realize that that glue is not good at all, then dump it out. You definitely don't want to be using bad glue, because that's also not good. Also, a big no-no too is buying cheap glue. And by buying cheap glue, that is mostly Amazon glue, and you already know that Amazon glue is probably not good because it's sitting in a warehouse for months and months and months, and you don't want glue that is months old. You want fresh glue. So that is the reason why I don't recommend Amazon glue. But again, guys, you do need to be careful what kind of glue you are using. And I get it, sometimes as a beginner you don't want to invest in buying more expensive glue, but you also have to remember that cheaper is not better, because if you're buying cheap glue, most likely the fumes are strong, and if the fumes are strong, you are going to be causing irritation on your client's eyes. And if you ever wonder why your client's eyes are always so red, that is the reason, because the glue is cheap and the fumes are strong. So you definitely want to avoid cheap glues. So another tip when it comes to glue is, are you shaking your glue? And again, this is another tip that they don't really teach you in your courses, is you need to shake your glue a lot, like 1 or 2 minutes. And sometimes it's funny, because in the beginning I will be sitting there like shaking my glue, and my clients are like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I'm sitting there shaking my glue, and they're like, why? Like, what do you need to do that? Exactly, why do you need to shake your glue? The reason why is because you have all these ingredients in your glue that are just all separated. Like, if your glue has been sitting on a shelf on your cart and it's been sitting there, all those ingredients are separated. So what you need to do is you need to shake your glue so much to the point where all those ingredients are mixed in good, and that is what's going to help your glue work its best. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed that when you go in and try to get a glue dot on your glue ring or your whatever it is that you're using, and you see that it is like kind of marble-ish looking, where it's like clear liquid mixed with like black liquid, that is because all those ingredients are not mixed properly. Your glue needs to be black, like black, unless you're using clear glue or like a different color glue. But if you're using a black glue, you need to make sure that that glue, doesn't matter what glue you're using, you need to make sure it's shaken up really good. You need to refresh your glue every 15 to 20 minutes. And the reason why, I know it's kind of unheard of, but the reason why is because your glue is taking all the humidity, all the moisture, and the glue starts to harden after a while. So you want to make sure that every 15 to 20 minutes you are refreshing your glue. That way your glue is always fresh and the glue is working at its best. You don't want to be using that same glue dot for the entire session, because that's going to cause bad retention, because your glue is going to end up getting very gunky at the end. And maybe you are doing this because you want to save glue, but trust me, your clients will thank you, because their retention is going to be so much better. Okay, another tip is storing. How are you storing your glue? Do you just leave your glue right there on your lash cart all day, every day for like a whole month? No, baby girl, don't be doing that. You definitely need to be storing your glue in an airtight container, and I talk about this in pretty much all my videos. You need to have it in an airtight container. With my specific glue that I use, which is the Soko Lash Stay a While glue, I do put it in an airtight container, and then I store it in a mini fridge. But you don't need to do all those extra steps, honestly. As long as you have it in an airtight container and you keep it out of the sun, then your glue is going to be working its best. It's going to stay fresh. You definitely don't want to keep your glue out in the open, and especially in direct sunlight, because that direct sunlight, all that heat is going to mess up your glue so bad, and you don't want to be using that glue on your client's eyes. So definitely be storing it out of direct sunlight and in an airtight container. That way your glue stays fresh longer. Okay guys, next tip, which is something that I know for sure I wasn't taught, and it blows my mind that people don't take the time to teach or talk about this, and that is using the right lengths for your clients' lashes. Do not be using 20mm lashes on girls who have 5mm lashes. Like, if you see that your clients have really tiny baby lashes and their lashes are super thin, super weak, do not be using heavy. You are using mega volume lashes and creating such thick fans and trying to create this full dense look on clients who have 5mm lashes, and you're putting 20mm lashes, so you create this thick dense mega volume look on your poor client's lashes. No. And I get it, sometimes we do this out of pleasing your clients, because they come in, they're like, I want this look, I want this style, and because you want to make them happy, you do it for them, knowing that they can't handle it. You have two options when it comes to that. You, one, tell them, I'm sorry, I can't do that to you because it's going to damage your lashes. If they get mad, walk away. Good, let them walk away, because that was never a client. You don't want to be known as somebody that damaged your client's lashes, because if you do it, listen up, just listen. If you do it, and if you try to please them, and if somehow you end up damaging your client's lashes, they're gonna blame you, and you don't want that. I'm not that kind of person. My clients know, and if somebody comes in and they want a certain set and I look at their lashes, that's why I always do consultations, and I tell them, okay, according to your lashes, I can't do that to you. This is the closest thing that I could achieve. Do you want to work with that? If you don't want to, blah, 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 let them go. They throw their little fit, whatever. But do not be doing extreme work to please your clients just for the money. It is not worth it. Trust me, it is not worth it. So definitely keep your clients' lashes health in mind. That is one thing that you really need to be on top of it too. Be careful with their lashes. You don't want to damage your clients' lashes to the point where they don't have any lashes ever no more. So definitely keep your clients' lashes healthy. Another big no would be lashing only 50% and charging full price. Girl, if you are only lashing 50% but then you are charging for a full set, what are you doing? I mean, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, and I know as a beginner lash artist you can't lash even 50%, because 50% is still a lot for a bunch of you. But trust me, if you've been lashing for over 6 months, and if you are only lashing 50% but charging over $100 for a full set, when in reality it's only half a set because you only did 50% of your lashes, no no. Do not be doing that, please. I'm telling you guys, your clients are gonna appreciate the fact that you put more time and more effort in making them look full. And on top of it too, if you're only lashing 50%, and if you are wondering why your clients are coming back at 2 weeks needing a full set, it is because you didn't even give them enough lashes to work with. The reason why I like to lash every single lash is because if I lash 100%, within 2 weeks they come back with 50 to 60% of their extensions. That is what gives you good retention, is lashing 100%. So do not be mad, or do not be throwing shade at the glue that you are using if you are only lashing 50% and then wondering why your clients are coming back at 2 weeks needing a full set. It is because you didn't even give them enough to work with. So remember, the more lashes, the more extensions you put on their eye, the fuller the look, and the fuller the lashes, the better the retention. But remember, you need to be lashing 100% in order to charge a full set. So do not be charging a full set if you're only lashing 50% and then get mad when they come in at 2 weeks needing another full set. I hope that made sense. I'm sorry, please don't hate me, but come on guys, just put in the extra work. If you are charging over $100, put in the extra work. Another common mistake that a lot of new lash artists make is not providing aftercare kits. I get it, as a beginner you kind of don't have the luxury to be providing aftercare kits, but you can easily direct your clients to Amazon, to a website where they could go and buy aftercare kits. Even just a lash bath and a brush, that is perfectly fine. But please take the time to inform your clients and let them understand that it is very important for them to have proper aftercare. They need to be washing their lashes at least once a day. If they are not washing their lashes once a day, one, they're gonna have all that makeup and oil residue coming down their lashes, and that's gonna break up the glue and it's gonna cause a bad retention. Their lashes are gonna be shedding like crazy. Two, they're not gonna understand that it is important to take care of their lashes, so they're gonna be sleeping on them all crazy. They're gonna be picking at them, they're gonna be going to the gym, sweating in them, not cleaning them, and then, you know, taking a shower, having the shower run down their face. So it is important that you explain aftercare to them. if you can't provide aftercare kits, if it's too soon for you, you can't afford it, then at least direct them to somewhere where they can buy one. You know, start saving up a little money so that way you can invest in your own aftercare kits. It is really, really, really important. If you skip the step and if you don't inform your clients about aftercare, you really don't care about aftercare, do not complain on why they have bad retention. I'm sorry guys, I feel like I'm just shit talking to you guys, but it is, I mean, it's so important. Do not complain. If you guys do not care about your clients having good aftercare, you guys do not inform your clients, then do not care about your retention. Do not wonder why your retention is bad. Do not wonder why your clients are coming in and they have like buildup on their lashes. So you need to be on top of it. That is the most important thing. When your client leaves, you need to make sure that they are doing the right thing. They are paying you for beautiful lashes. So your job as a lash artist or lash technician, whatever you want to call yourself, is to inform them that whatever happens after they leave your studio, your room, whatever, is all on them. So you can't be blaming bad retention on your products when if you yourself haven't informed your clients on how they should be taking care of their extensions. So just saying. Okay, so since we are talking about clean lashes, one thing I noticed is that a bunch of you guys don't properly wash or prime your clients' lashes before each application. Me personally, I need to wash and prime my clients' lashes. If you don't have the time, you don't care about washing your clients' lashes, and if you are the kind of person that is strict on having your clients wash their lashes before they come in, that way you don't have to do it, then, you know, do whatever works for you. But me personally, I have some girls coming in from work, some girls are coming in from the gym, and they don't have the time to sit there and wash their lashes. So I do it myself, because I know that if I'm doing it, I know that the lashes are getting cleaned properly and the extensions are going to stick better. The glue is going to stick on those lashes so much better. And honestly, you can totally skip that as long as you are priming or doing some kind of prepping their lashes for the application. You need to be doing something, because if you just go in and start lashing and just doing your thing, but don't prime or wash your client's lashes before your application, then you got all these oils and residue going on in their lashes, and that can cause bad retention. I know a lot of people feel different about this. I know a lot of people have opinion about washing and priming their lashes, but honestly, you don't know what your clients are doing. You don't know if your client washed their lashes like 2-3 days ago and they need a good deep cleansing. You don't know if they're keeping up with their aftercare. Like, you don't know. And honestly, they could sit there and lie to you and tell you, yeah, I just washed them before I came here, but in reality, did they? So that's why I always take that extra step, and that's why I always get a lot of questions. How do you have good retention? And that is why, because I always wash and prime my clients' lashes before each application. Doesn't matter if it's a full set or a fill, I need to do it. That way I know that my extensions are going to stick and they're going to have good retention. So take that extra step, and I tell you guys in all my videos, and I show you guys in all my videos, that I need to do it. I need to do it. If you guys don't want to, totally fine, but at least do one or the other. Another big no-no is buying cheap quality products, and if you guys have seen my previous videos, then you guys know I am a big believer on cheap quality products is going to give you cheap work. Doesn't matter if your fanning is on point, doesn't matter if your isolation is on point, doesn't matter if you are a good lash artist. If you are using cheap quality products, do not expect or do not be charging expensive prices. If you are buying like $10 glue, $5 glue, you are buying $5 lash trays and then charging like $200 for a full set, girl, what is you doing? No, I'm sorry. I have to say this, and I do, and I get it. There are brands out there that are so good. and they are very, very affordable, but that's not what I mean by cheap. What I mean by cheap is buying cheap products that look cheap when they are applied to the lashes. And I mean, you could call it whatever you want. You can say that affordable products are cheap, but not all affordable products are cheap. You really do have to do your research and pretty much invest. I feel like as a beginner, you will have to invest in trying new products and trying to see what works for you. There is only one brand that I recommend that is very affordable, and that brand, I do not consider it cheap. Even though it is very affordable, I do not consider it cheap because the quality of the products is so good. So what I mean by cheap products, I mean cheap products. I mean not good quality. The reason why I'm pointing this out is because if you want to be charging good prices, you want to be charging the big bucks, you do need to invest in better quality products. And I say this in all my videos, and you guys are probably already annoyed at me, but you guys do need to invest in yourself and in your business. The last thing that I want to talk about, the number one big no-no that I see a lot is not promoting yourself, not using social media. And you're like, what? Like, why? Like, I don't need to be posting on social media. I don't need to have like a separate business page where I promote myself or post my lashes. Like, a bunch of you guys are like, but Yoyis, you don't understand, my work is really bad. I don't want to be posting ugly pictures of my bad work. Yes, you do. You do need to be posting it. The reason why I say this is you need to take advantage of social media. It doesn't matter if it's TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media you prefer. And if you are not the social media kind of person, you need to jump on the bandwagon, because our generation and the younger generation, how do I say this, the whole world is based on social media. The whole world is based on the internet. It is based on technology. And if you don't want to jump on the bandwagon, then don't wonder why you have not been able to build up your clientele. You can't depend on your friends and family to promote you. You can't depend on your close friend to bring you 10 clients. It's not gonna happen. I'm telling you how it is. It is not gonna happen. You need to promote yourself, and you need to take advantage of social media. Doesn't matter if your work is really bad. You need to post something. You need to have something on there. On top of it too, when you are posting your work, not only is it intimidating, it pushes you to get better, because when you see your bad work going online, trust me, nobody's gonna judge it. Nobody's gonna say nothing. Not once did I ever get a rude bad comment on, when I first got started. Nobody cares, nobody really cares. But the fact that you are posting something out there, somebody can easily find you. Somebody can be going through social media and somehow ran across your post, and they're like, oh, I want to get my lashes done by her. You might think it's bad, but another girl that doesn't really know about lash extensions might think that your work is good. So you need to take advantage of it. Do not doubt yourself. Just put yourself out there. Your business is gonna grow once you start believing in yourself. And say you have been posting on social media, you have been trying to build your clientele, but it's not working for you. I can't do a separate video all about that one topic alone, because it's so much that I could get into. But I'm telling you guys, trust me, post your work. Just do it. Do not doubt yourself. Just put yourself out there. It'll push you to get better, and somehow you might get that one client that found you, and with that one client alone, she could recommend all her friends. So that's why I tell you guys, use those platforms. Doesn't matter if you feel like it's not your thing, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. It's the best way to promote yourself. Your work doesn't need to be perfect for you to start. Your work will never be perfect. Like, I've been lashing for quite a while now, and I still feel like there's so much that I can improve on, so much that I could do to get better. And do not use social media as a way to compare yourself. Please don't do it. You are going to go down a rabbit hole you don't want to go. So use it as a way to promote yourself, as a way for you to get better. Do not use it as a way to compare yourself and be like, this girl's work is beautiful, look at my work, I am not going to post this because it doesn't look like hers. Do not be doing that, please. You definitely don't want to be in that group that is a big no-no, that doesn't post their work because they don't think it's good enough. So definitely take advantage of it, guys. Okay guys, so that pretty much wraps up today's video. I feel like it was a long one, and honestly I had a lot more common lash artist mistakes, and maybe I will end up doing another video all about it because there's just so many out there, a lot of cringy ones too. But those are the main ones that I feel like you guys really needed to know about. So if you guys did like this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button because you guys don't want to miss out on all the lash content. Another video that I will highly recommend for you to watch is lash artist Q&A. I will be making another one soon, so definitely be on the lookout for that one. But in that video, I answered a lot of you guys' questions, and a bunch of these topics were in it too. So if you want to hear a little more in depth about some certain topics that I talked about today, then definitely go check out that video. I'm gonna link it for you guys here so you guys can go check it out. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.